Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Mattel Wrestling WWE Elite Ringside Collectibles exclusive Bray Wyatt action figure, including the Firefly Funhouse. So this is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. It looks like it's Bray Wyatt in his sort of Mr. Rogers type nice outfit. He's going to come with a bunch of various puppets. The packaging here looks like maybe it opens up into the Funhouse. Hopefully that's the case. We'll check it out. So let's look at the packaging here. The front, Firefly Funhouse, Wrestling, Bray Wyatt, and you can see the 4 different puppets it comes with. Mercy the Buzzard, Abby the Witch, Ramblin Rabbit, and the Boss. The top, Ringside Collectibles exclusive, Mattel. You see the front is sort of perforated. I believe this is going to open up. We'll check that out shortly. One side, here he is, all smiling, but still wearing those gloves. Other side, you can see the various puppets looking pretty creepy if you ask me. On the back, here he is smiling away again. Little description, if anybody would like to read that, go ahead and pause it now. And then at the bottom, there is a barcode in case that helps anybody, as well as a bunch of credits. So let's see what's up with this packaging. And I got this figure and a lot of 4 other exclusive figures from Ringside Collectibles. I did that to save on shipping, and here they are. So this packaging seems to have some perforation at the front. It looks like we can kind of fold it open, trying to be careful as to not fold it in the wrong place. And then it opens up to see the figure in a window box packaging. He's got extra hands and a bunch of puppets. So inside the packaging, I saw a door in the background, and I thought that was just going to be a little cardboard insert, but it's so much more than that. It has this whole piece that I was able to unfold in the back, representing his Firefly Funhouse. This thing is so cool. I had no idea this was even going to come in this set. And it's got areas perforated where you can put the different puppets. Push it back, open it up, maybe put a little table behind it or put it on. That is so cool. The door can even open and shut. It's perforated. I'm going to have to open that up. Such a cool feature. Love it. All right. Now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories and backdrop laid out. And I'm very pleased with what I'm looking at. He comes with the Ramblin Rabbit, the Boss, Abby the Witch, Mercy the Buzzard. He also has 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands. Not to mention this really cool, basic, but really cool backdrop with functioning door. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So here's Bray Wyatt from the Firefly Funhouse show. Smiling, looking happy. Just wearing a regular red sweatshirt. Got his beard, got his hair, and his man bun in the back. I don't really like man buns, but this figure looks really good. The tattoos on the back of the neck. You can see he's on an elite body this time. They made a basic version of him before. Black slacks, black shoes, double jointed knees. Looks like single jointed elbows. Loving the smile, loving the diorama and playset, loving the creepy split personality aspect of this guy. They captured it very nicely. And then here's a figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. And then here's his Firefly Funhouse backdrop with Ramblin Rabbit, Abby the Witch, and Mercy the Buzzard, all in their rightful places. I had to take little tables and things to prop them up to the right height, but honestly, it looks pretty cool. So we're going to start off by recording this week's episode of Firefly Funhouse, starring Bray Wyatt. Then it proceeds to start into the Firefly Funhouse. Then you've got Bray Wyatt coming into the door, saying hi to all his Fireflies, all the children watching. Now that we've got Bray Wyatt into his funhouse, let's take a look at all of his accessories. Let's start off with his hands. So he's got 2 pairs of hands. His first pair here, these are flat hands. I really don't like when wrestling figures come with hands like this. They're pretty useless if you ask me. They're at his sides, but I sure would not call them relaxed. Only thing you really do is kind of give him jazz hands with those. And then he's got a pair of gripping hands. These will definitely be my preferred hands for him. And while we're on the subject of hands, I have the Fiend figure, and his hands are interchangeable as well. Really wondering if the Fiend's hands will work with Bray Wyatt here, and we will check that out, but I want to take a look at the puppets first. The first puppet I'd like to look at is the Ramblin Rabbit. As you can see on its face here, got the sort of buck teeth, the pink in the ears and the nose, kind of grinning, got a handkerchief or something around the neck, and then a furry body. And then you can see the figure's going to be able to hold it through here. I'm guessing you have to completely remove his hand to put it in there. Here he is holding the rabbit. Like I guessed, remove the hand, pop it over his wrist. Works great. He's smiling, talking to his friend here, looking at each other. Here's the rabbit taking his spot on top of the TV. Now let's look at Abigail the Witch. She kind of makes me think of a nun. She's a witch. She's completely pale, red lipstick, got this sort of hood on top of her. Kind of creepy, that's for sure. And once again, you'll attach like that. Here he is holding the Abigail puppet. And here's Abby the Witch taking her spot in the window. Here's Mercy the Buzzard. This thing looks really cool. It's a buzzard. Kind of looks like a dinosaur. Got green eyes. Got the beak there. And he's got, I don't know, a little sort of outfit on. And just like the others, you can attach him to the hand. Here's Bray holding Mercy the Buzzard. And here's Mercy taking his spot in the box on top of the bed. Now let's check out the boss. The boss here is supposed to represent Vince McMahon. He's pretty much the boss of WWE. He often plays the villain. Notice the devil horns there. He's got that white jacket, a tie, a dress shirt, and he can attach like the other ones. These puppets are really cool. And here's Bray holding the boss. Here's the boss coming through the front door, and all four of the puppets taking their rightful place in the Funhouse. Here's this boss doll next to several different Vince McMahon figures. That's a character he's based off of. Then you've got Bray Wyatt here, telling all the kids how he used to be a bad man, and how he's been punished, and how he's changed, and asks them if they want to know his secret. Then he puts on his Fiend gloves. He's been hurt, and he's been healed. I love how they're interchangeable between both figures, getting you even more display options. And the Fiend came with two pairs of hands, just like Bray Wyatt. Two that are pretty opened, and then two gripping hands, and they all work on both figures. And he asks the children again, "Do you want to know my secret?" And here's his secret, that he's not only Bray Wyatt, host of the Firefly Funhouse show, he's also the Fiend. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Yowzy wowzy. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure, his accessories, and what his backdrop can do, now let's check out the height of this guy. From bottom to top, sitting at about 6.6 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 16.5 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, he can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that much. Shoulders on a ball joint, they go out a little bit more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Got a bicep cut below that. Single jointed elbow goes in a little bit more than 90 degrees. His wrists can rotate and they're hinged as well. He's got an ab crunch in here. Go forward and back. Traditional waist swivel. Legs on ball joints, they can only go out about that far. Forward, like that. Back, really not at all. He's got a thigh cut below that. Double jointed knees below that. Then his foot here goes up and down just a tiny bit, and it can tilt a little bit as well. Now let's check this guy out compared with some other action figures. Starting off with some other Bray Wyatt wrestling figures. Here's this Elite Ringside exclusive Funhouse Bray Wyatt next to the basic version. This was in series 111 of the Wrestling Basic line. The Elite one definitely has better articulation, but I must admit the Basic one's sweatshirt and collared shirt underneath looks a little better. Here he is next to a few basic Bray Wyatt figures. And here he is next to a few Elite Bray Wyatt figures. Here he is next to a couple of Bray Wyatt as the Fiend figures. This is a figure that was worth buying twice. Looking forward to the Ultimate Fiend. Here he is next to a mutated Crocodile Bray Wyatt. This was from the Mutated Wrestling line. Here he is next to some other various Wrestling Basic figures. Then with some other Elite Wrestling figures. And here with some female wrestling figures. Here's a few other figures trying to get in on his puppet show gig. Next, let's check him out compared with some other action figure lines from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. We'll start our comparisons with some larger action figure lines and work our way smaller. Here he is with some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then here he is with some McFarlane toys. And here he is with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. Then with some NECA figures. And here he is next to some Mezco 112 cloth soft goods action figures. And then with some of his Mattel brothers. Here are some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here with some Mafex figures. Then with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is with some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, here he is next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a very cool figure. I didn't know that it was going to come with the Funhouse backdrop. That is just a bonus for me. What really appealed to me about this figure, he had the Elite articulation. He pretty much was in regular civilian attire, and he came with some really cool accessories, the 4 puppets. If you think you might want this figure, you definitely do. They did a great job making him different from any wrestling figure ever released before. So whether you're going to use this guy for Bray Wyatt and the Fiend, or just a regular civilian in your action figure collection, or maybe some crazy guy that does children's television by day and dresses like the Fiend by night, this guy is great for any of those purposes. His accessories are absolutely amazing. His sculpt is better than average. His articulation is pretty good. Wouldn't have minded some double jointed elbows. If I were to rate this figure, I would give him a strong 8.5 out of 10. I'm enjoying this guy a lot more than I expected, and my expectations were pretty high for this guy. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.